see the person behind the steering wheel. So that's what we're doing today. Me, Ibrahim. I actually went to school with Ibrahim. So Ibrahim, do you want to share any of your show? So 3, 2, 1. So Ibrahim, do you want to say? Hey guys, welcome to Car Nitty. My name is Mizan and today we're comparing my BMW M135i against a very special car. I was actually considering one of these cars before I bought this car. It's no other than a BMW 335i E92 LCI. So before I even get into this car, let's talk about this car. This car is running 320 brake horsepower and 450 Newton meters of torque. That's all from the factory. Nothing's been modified on this car, and it's paired with the ZF 8-speed gearbox, which is a torque converter. This car, on the other hand, is essentially the same engine, by the way, guys. They're both running an N55 lump. Both are 3-litre 6-cylinder engines, straight 6s, by the way, from BMW. This car from factory runs 306 bhp and 400 Newton meters of torque, but this car has been mapped to stage 2.5, I believe, and that is running around 400 bhp, around maybe 390 actually, but 650 Newton meters of torque. This car did spark a lot of controversy when it came out because the N55 in here is a single twin scroll turbo, alright? It is quite limited when it comes to mapping. I don't think it can go beyond 400 bhp, whereas the previous car, the N54 lump, it was a twin turbo power plant. And that car had a lot of potential when it came to tuning, but one thing BMW did nail was that this car is very, very reliable compared to its predecessor. I think BMW did that because at the time the M3 was a V8, was a 4-litre V8, and they knew in the new generation, the F80, sorry, they knew it was going to be a 3-litre straight 6 twin turbo, so they had to differentiate the M Lite of the time to the real M3 at the time. So that's why I feel like they stripped it back, and it did make a lot of people upset. But in a whole, I think the car's going to be more reliable, better to maintain. It was a good move by BMW, if you ask me. When I was talking about power figures earlier, one thing to keep in mind is the fact that both of these cars have a pneumatic wastegate. Later N55 cars, such as this car in the LCI form, technically on the 2014 of this car, it comes with electronic wastegate. But anything before 2014 is all pneumatic wastegates, and they can't go beyond 400 bhp. I don't know about you guys, but this is one of my favorite BMW 3 Series, alright? Especially in the coupe form. Only because when it came to this generation, BMW didn't just take a saloon and make it a coupe. They literally designed it as its own individual car. An E90 looks nothing like an E92. If you look at the E46s or the F30 and F32, they're the same car, about 2 doors or 4 doors. This is its own car. The spec on this car is out of this world. It almost shames my car in a way. If you haven't already seen our first video where I go into the spec of my car, make sure you check it out. We'll put a link in the top left hand corner and we'll add a link in the description. But let's talk about this one now. So,
the M badged kick plates are replaced with these to mark the car's Sport Plus Edition spec. It has a 7-speed DCT Pro Nav running iDrive 3. This car has features such as electric memory seats, 3-level heated seats, an electrical operated sunroof, upgraded sound system from factory, electric folding mirrors, contrast M-colored stitching, an aggressive dual exhaust diffuser, front and rear parking sensors, and LED taillights and headlights. This car has it all.
So Ibrahim, welcome to this channel. Thank you so much for coming down.
Some girl ain't
Mizan.
Shut up. The camera adds 10 pounds.
So how many cameras are actually on you?
Yeah, so this 335i, how long you had the car?
Bought it last summer during the pandemic.
Do you mind me asking how much you paid for the car?
Paid about 11.5 for the car, and then I've modified the car.
Right.
In between them.
So you're the person that put the car to stage 2 essentially. Stage 2 plus?
Stage 2 plus, yeah.
Yeah.
So estimated around 390 brake.
You'd
Yeah.
have to modify some internal components, right? Do you mind telling us what you've done?
So I used the guide of MHD Tuning, the American-based tuning company, and you literally just purchase the license from them, and you download it on an app, and you can literally map the car yourself, and you have an option of what you want to do: stage 1, stage 1 plus, stage 2, stage 2 plus. Stage 2 Plus is basically they require a sports cat and a front mount intercooler. The intercooler is what makes one of the biggest difference. Actually, so does the sports cat, which pushes the car straight up to 390 and 650 newton meters of torque. But other than that, I haven't really modified the car any further.
So yeah, why don't you tell us what you do for a living?
So I was studying before at
Yep.
uni, did mechanical engineering, and that's when I fell in love with the passion of cars. Mechanical engineering didn't teach me how to work on my cars. So while I was at uni, I used to do it as projects. So I used to modify cars by myself, probably look at YouTube videos, tutorials and stuff, and I just get my hands dirty. And then after I graduated, I just continued down that field, and now I trade cars. So this is one of my personal cars, but I also buy and sell cars as a hobby, and it gives me income as well.
I was actually looking at one of these before I bought the 135 because on paper they're essentially the same thing, aren't they? To be fair, the 135 isn't that practical when you think about it, isn't it? Because it's a rear-wheel drive car and a hatchback, the back is not as big as you think. Before coming to meet Ibrahim today, I did a bit of research. I looked into how much these cars go for. Jumped into Auto Trader, and a 335i, the same generation LCI, I'm gonna admit it does not have the same spec as his car, but in terms of price, it was going for 10 grand, I believe, and it had 110k on the clock. It goes up to 16.5 grand for one of these, believe it or not, for like 40,000 on the clock. So they are worth something. They're quite limited in production, so they're worth something, aren't they? If you really want one, you'll pay an obscene amount for them. But this is what I'm saying. He's a pure petrol head at heart, just like me, just like probably you behind the camera as well. And that's what this channel's about. And both these cars are the same price, so we just want to give you guys an insight. Honestly, in the flesh, it looks so much better. This, I don't even know the exact color code. I'm gonna find that and I'll add it on the screen right now.
Space gray, this one.
Space gray is an iPhone, mate. I don't think that's the case, but
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
whatever the official color term is, I'll find it and I'll put it on the screen right now for you guys. But that is beautiful. That is genuinely beautiful. And yeah, the spec is out as well. So, biggest difference between our cars, apart from the power change, obviously, you've got a dual clutch and I've got a ZF 8-speed. The controversy there, well, I say controversy, but mine's just a torque converter. But you've had a 328i, so you know what the ZF is like. But it's an amazing gearbox, but it's ordinary. It doesn't throw you in your seat as such as the dual clutch, right?
Yeah, so on my 328i, I also had the ZF 8-speed, and I mapped that car to that 325 brake. So I've got slightly some sort of comparison. ZF 8 gearbox, really good gearboxes. Around town, amazing, and they shift really quick, and depending on the map you put on as well, they can be quite aggressive when you shift it, so it sounds quite nice. But yeah, but now that I've got a 7-speed DCT gearbox, around town isn't as nice, because
It's a bit.
yeah, it's a little bit, but it's not that bad. You can live with it, and
I think it adds drama though.
yeah, and
It adds drama.
if I didn't have a 328i to compare it with, I don't think I would have noticed any issue there. But once the car's up to speed, it's such a fast shifting gearbox, and this one, the gearbox hasn't been mapped yet, but so I can't imagine how quick it'd be after it's been mapped.
Definitely, and I think these are M lights essentially, right? This is a 335, that's a 135, and people look at the new M3, M4, and people are complaining that it's got the ZF 8-speed instead of the dual clutch. And this is sort of a similar battle where they went from a dual clutch to a ZF, and they've done that in the new one. So it's going to be interesting to compare it in these M lights essentially.
Yeah, but definitely I think the DCT is a lot quicker and it's more track prepared. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's the same gearbox in the E92 M3, the DCT gearbox. Not 100% sure, but I believe it is.
Do you want to plug any of your socials on the channel?
Yeah, so if you guys want to follow my page, it's x_8EGH. You'll see me doing some work on not just this car, but my other cars as well. I do like mini tutorials just on Instagram. But if you want to see my car trading page, it's maxrevs_car sales. If you guys want a car, we can source one for you, or we have small selections of cars that you can choose from.
Calvin's Carter has nothing on him, I'll tell you that right now. So yeah guys, I think now you probably want to hear this sound check. So let's get going on that. in the 135i and Ibrahim's driving my car. He's owned the F30, which is the same generation as this. It was a 328i, as we said. So he's familiar, and let's see what happens.
It feels more responsive.
Then what? Then your 335?
Yeah.
Really?
Actually, yeah, straight away. Because low speed driving, this gearbox just
This gearbox is
way better.
This is what I'm saying. People rip apart the M3 and M4 for having this gearbox, but they're just saying that because of, yeah, you just assume a dual clutch, but it's because it's a torque converter. You just think torque converter is nothing, but yeah, go on, look, that's a straight rod, man. Pull it.
Gear change is a lot slower.
Is it slower? Yeah.
A lot slower.
Really?
Yeah.
But hold on, what in comfort? Now we're in sport. Now tell me.
Is the gearbox in sport as well?
Yeah, put the gearbox in sport as well. How about now?
Yeah, it's a lot slower.
Really? You know.
But it's quick.
Basically, it's quick, but not lightning quick. Has the steering, does it feel heavier? Because obviously your car's a bit more older, so I'm wondering if there's a bit of weight difference.
Now the 35's got a hydraulic steering.
This is electronic.
This is electronic.
So this car doesn't give real steering feel, does it?
Yeah, it feels a lot lighter.
It feels synthetic. Synthetic is the word.
Artificial.
Artificial, exactly. 100%.
It feels like my F30.
Yeah.
But I think I prefer the 1 Series in the way it handles.
Maybe because it's a smaller car.
Yeah, it's one.
It's light as well, isn't it? That's the other thing as well. When you couple the big engine with the light car, it makes a massive difference, doesn't it? I mean, look, comfortable driving wise, it's got it all in it. I mean, look, if you were going Scotland or do some, European journey, this is a nice, comfortable car, but you can have fun when you need to, isn't it?
I think it helps you've got 18s as well.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, trust me, these 18s, they're so comfortable. I mean, these are run flats as well, believe it or not. Can you believe that? Doesn't feel like run flats, exactly. Now, people always bang on about Michelin Pilot Sport 4S. If I show you an overlay of my tyres, guys, yeah, you will laugh at me. But the person I bought it off here, he genuinely said that he picked these tyres because they're that good on run flats. He wanted to have all-round performance, but a comfortable ride. And after owning the car, I have to say I agree with him, and I'll probably buy these tyres again. I'll probably get slaughtered for saying that, isn't it? About Michelin Pilot Sport 4.
You know what, I miss this gearbox.
You miss it. So why do you miss it? It's just that comfortableness, isn't it?
It's just easy
relax
to drive. Like, it's no. My 35 feels heavy. The gearbox feels heavy.
What about the steering? Does that help as well?
The steering helps as well.
So basically, in other words, this car does everything. If this was a daily driver, which it is for me, this does everything.
100%.
And in comfort, you don't feel like it's egging you on, does it? You feel like it's just pottering away, isn't it?
You can drive it civilized.
Exactly.
But the reason why I sold my 328i
is
because I thought it was too comfortable.
What do you think about this car then?
This car,
do you think the bigger engine makes an impact?
Yeah, you know, you can feel the
power
and the heavier engine as well. Because the 328,
because it's quite heavy nose, this car, isn't it?
Yeah. Because the 328 had a
little 2 litre.
Was it this
second one?
It had a 2 litre twin scroll turbo.
Yeah.
Stock, I believe that.
265.
265. Yeah.
265.
So my one was mapped to 325.
Yeah.
So it still had a good amount of power, but you know what? You can't beat the 6-cylinder engines.
You can't. And if you're gonna buy a BMW, man, that's what you buy it for, isn't it?
And I think also the short wheelbase on the 1 Series
makes it a more engaging drive.
Yeah, it feels, it's a hot hatch.
100%.
And it's a rear-wheel drive.
That's his verdict on my car. And we're shortly gonna jump into the 335i and we'll see how that is. So we just jumped into the 335i. Straight off the bat, it's a different experience when you jump into this car. Because it's a coupe, right? When you get in, it's got the long doors, they're frameless as well. It feels like I'm in a more sporty car. The 135 is just a hatchback. Straight off the bat, the steering wheel is heavier.
Hydraulic.
My car's obviously got the electronic. But that being said, also when you put in comfort, it's more smoother. This car feels more raw. But so far with the DCT, it feels alright. Feels alright so far.
With the steering, it's heavily assisted as much as they can do around town. Yeah. But once you're up to speed, it goes really heavy.
It's so precise. I mean, I point in a direction and it just does what I want it to do. On the 135, it is a bit vague. Does that make sense?
Yeah, this is like you actually feel it.
feels so rewarding. This is one, you know, one thing I admit about the N55, right? They're a turbocharged car, but they do not feel like it, do they? They feel naturally aspirated because they want you to rev out at, isn't it?
It's got smooth
Power delivery.
Yeah. I put you in S mode.
Yeah, I can feel the difference already. It's just so aggressive. Honestly, guys.
Picks up.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a rewarding car to drive. I can't believe we have the same engine, yet such different experiences when you drive it, innit? When you think about that, it's mental, isn't it?
Yeah. I think when you map yours. Yeah, I think when you map yours,
Yeah.
it'll be a similar sort of feeling.
It will be, yeah. I think that's the thing. Yeah, I think that's probably what's taking over me at the moment. I forget the fact that this is a tuned car. It's not just a stock. But in regards to the steering feel and that rawness is there, and the dual clutch, I can feel it. I don't know what I'd prefer. I honestly don't know what I'd prefer. I mean, one thing off the bat, his traction light comes on all the time, and it just goes. It's crazy. You can have the same engine, but the way the car tuned is just completely different.
I think the tyres do let it down.
Wow. Yeah, did you say it's sort of like the gearbox almost just dropped there, didn't it? And that's what you mean about the dual clutch not being as smooth. But honestly, what a drive.
See how it's like just in complete
Exactly.
normal.
So now we're in comfort. I mean, I'm just pottering around right now, and we're just seeing how the car reacts. So the revs are nice and steady, so low. It's not really doing anything. I mean, I can see there's a slight hesitancy to change gear. I don't know if because this car doesn't actually have a comfort mode as such like my car, but
yeah, it's very like slow.
one thing I'll tell you right now for free that I love about this car is he's got a temperature gauge. He's literally got a temperature gauge in front of me right now. The car is running at 110 degrees. My car runs at the same temperature as well for optimum, and I can't tell what temperature I'm running at. I have to go through a hidden menu to get the information. I don't know why BMW done that, but like you said, on E90s this isn't standard. This is only on the 35i models, isn't it?
Yeah, it shows you the oil temperature.
Sorry, no, hold on. Your car is missing something. It's missing the signature MPG indicator. What a loss. What an absolute loss. I can't see how much MPG I'm gaining on this vehicle. We must throw this car in the bin. There's so many things that are right with this car. I almost can't put into words what this car feels like to drive. It's so similar yet so different from my car. In regards to just drive, this car is so raw. Just so raw.
I think this was like the last BMW sort of generation that they made between the E46 and the F30.
Yeah.
F30,
it's very soft. Do you know what it is? The F30 is where, okay, unless you get the M car, obviously, you lose that raw feel.
Yeah, it's too over assisted. I'll be honest, I feel like in the newer generation after this, they kind of focus more on like
Comfort. 100%. And do you know what as well? It's like BMWs are known for straight sixes. They're known for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the newer cars, you got the 335 or the 340i.
They're the only ones.
In the petrol, they're the only. You have to get the M light essentially.
Yeah.
To get the big straight six, you only get the 4-port in every other variant,
Yeah.
and that just goes what direction BMW are going in. Not because it's their fault, but that's just the way the world is going with emissions and stuff. In this generation, they say it: do not buy a 4-port. Do not touch a 4-port in this generation because BMW didn't know how to make it. Now they're using mini engines. It's sadly not the case anymore. They're actually good cars. This car is more of a raw feel. It's more authentic, but it will be quite tiring to daily drive this car, without a doubt. This is more of a tiring car because the steering's heavy, the gearbox is hesitant at low speeds, and ride quality, yes, it's very stiff. It's an extremely stiff car. This car was built with a purpose, and that's it. It achieves that purpose, no more, no less. My car's a jack of all trades. If you want to go into that,
I think when it comes to dual clutch, I think they're all very similar.
Yeah.
It's just what they are. Imagine a manual gearbox, and when you have to raise the clutch to the biting point.
yeah.
That's what this car does.
Yeah, it's just a robotized manual in a way, if you want to
Yeah.
think of it like that. And it's got 2 clutches. That's hence why I dual clutch, you know. and it's always got the next gear ready, so it's just slam. It's instant.
So yeah, even though I feel like it is a better gearbox in terms of just like
going fast,
having fun with it, up to speed, it's a much faster shifting gearbox. But just around town, everyday drivability, I would choose the ZF8.
I agree.
But they're very good gearboxes.
I agree. When you think about how good the ZF is, it makes you realize that they've come very close to dual clutch without being a dual clutch, and you've got to give that respect, isn't it?
They do shift very quickly.
That's what I'm saying. So they've come as close as they can to a dual clutch without having the extra clutch.
Yeah.
And you have to respect that. You've got 12 grand, same mileage, same spec, similar to our cars. We both have very high spec cars. Which one would you buy?
If it was my only car,
Yep.
if it's my only car and I had to drive it every day, I would choose the M135, simply because it's more, in my opinion, it's more practical. I know you're saying it's not got much space, but I feel like it is more practical, it's easier to drive, it's more comfortable. But if that wasn't my only car, I would choose this car any day.
You know what? I agree with him. Yeah, if I could have two cars on the driveway, this would be one of them, and it would be a practical car on the other end. So that's to sum up. We hope you've really enjoyed this video, and if you have any comments, put them down below, and make sure you hit share and subscribe and like the video. Take care, and we'll see you guys soon. Cheers.